Everybody, it's PDQ&A, the Gratitude Edition. Let me tell you, you should be grateful that I'm not the only one answering your questions. We've got Colby, Jordan, Josh. Obviously, all the brains are here to help me out. So let's jump in. More questions you put in, the better this show is going to be. So what do we got?
All right. With the remote workforce in place, how can we condition deployment packages to run based on the client IP location for like local office or VPN, and only run when and if the condition matches? Thank you, Christos.
Okay. Couple ways to go about that. First thing, I'd just make a dynamic collection that involves, it just covers the IP. So I got inventory up. We'll go a new dynamic collection. The great thing is, obviously, it comes up computer. We're just going to look for the IP address. There. Oh, I actually did click on an IP address. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to do a range, right, I'm going to use the matches pattern so I can get the first three. So 2.16.99. And let's say I want the 100 series. Okay. We'll call this the 100 series. I haven't spelled that. I'm on a roll today, guys. I can spell for the moment. And that comes up with absolutely nothing, so I must have done something wrong. So much for that one. Yeah, see, 106, that's not going to work. 116. So I'm taking back I'm on a roll today already. First one in, boom. Okay, that's what I was expecting. So there is the IP address range, and so at this point now you can do deployments to that collection and that. Anybody want to add anything to that?
The only other thing I can think of is now that you've got that collection, you can do collection conditions.
Very nice.
On your packages, or even on individual steps.
Excellent.
Nice. So is that a Lex point?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I'll take that point.
With some Josh
and a half a point for
on
Josh.
Top. Yeah.
I'll take a half point.
All right.
All right. We ready for the next question?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I recently created a PowerShell scanner that would index the AD groups of the currently signed in user. This lets us deploy packages based on the user's groups and not necessarily where the device is located or assigned. Is there a place to share these kind of solutions? Matt H.
Man, I love that. Someone who wants to give back to the community. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass this one over to Colby. Where should they send that, man? Or Josh, I guess.
I posted a link in the chat, and I'm adding it to the bonus content. We have a public GitHub repository for PowerShell scanners, and we'd love to have everyone in the community contribute to it.
I love that.
Yeah, we'd love to. The more people that we have contributing that, the more useful it is for everyone involved.
Absolutely. The bigger the brain trust, the better. I mean, obviously we've got Colby, we've got Josh, and Jordan. You add to that, that just makes us that much better. Thank you.
All right, next question.
All right, I realized I've been forgetting the dear. So, dear Colby, and if you're desperate, Lex, I want to create a collection for security event ID 2624. I want to see the message and computer name. Ashraf Q.
Security event? That's going to be.
My first thought for this one
PowerShell?
was the PowerShell scanner.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be a PowerShell scanner. And wouldn't you'd have to have a certain level of retained event log to run that, right? Or am I swinging in the breeze here, Colby?
Yeah, inventory only captures the current state of a computer. So if you're trying to monitor the event log, every time you run a scan, it'll overwrite the previous results. So this is absolutely something you can do with the PowerShell scanner, and I'm going to link one of these scanners from our repository that deals with the event log as sort of a starting guide for something like that. But ultimately, if you're looking to monitor the event log, I recommend looking into a SIM tool like Graylog or Splunk.
I like the Splunk personally. But yeah. I want that point, although Colby answered it.
Lex, you don't get the point, but here's where we stand so far. Lex, you have one. Josh has half a point. I gave Jordan half a point because he said PowerShell scanner first. Yeah. And then I gave Colby a full point on that because he explained it. So Colby is ahead,
Well, how
2
can it
points.
be ahead? We're 1-1, aren't
Well,
we?
he explained it and gave an example of where
Yeah.
you can find a starting point.
So
You know, we need
yeah.
to start
2
using
points.
like some of that Common Core math where I end up in the lead.
Next question.
Yeah, next question, definitely.
Okay. All right. Dear Lex, and if Colby can answer this in one word, that'd be great. Any plans for old feature requests to be implemented, like inventory of other hardware than computers? By the way, how long is the feature request list? Thanks, Marcel.
I'm going to answer this one because it's easy.
Define computers.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, JJ. Stealing my thunder there. Feature requests. All right, I'm going to pass to Colby. You deal with this more than I do, man. What are your thoughts?
Eventually. you dare me to
Really?
do one word.
Really? I was going to say that. I thought you'd come up. Oh, you got the one word answer. Maybe.
Yeah, the real answer is I would have to look around to find out how long the actual list is, but we don't have any sort of guarantees around when or if feature requests will be submitted, because we have feature requests from the community. We have a bunch of feature ideas internally. We have to flesh out the ideas, make sure it's something valuable that's not going to conflict with anything else. We have to design it, and so it.
You got to remember also, I'm going to jump in here because I want some of these points. It's got to be something that's relevant to everybody. So something that may be relevant to me may not be relevant to the bigger, larger community, and so that plays into it too. Did I steal your point?
No, Marcel clarified. He just wants to know how long the list is.
I'll answer that for a point. Kind of long.
I think it's really long. I think the last time I talked to Emily, after she had kind of pruned what her current backlog is, it was over 200. And that's stuff that she's actually gone through and vetted, not including the stuff that she hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow.
we, in the last, I don't know, what would you say, like year or so, we've hired more developers onto the product team, and we have a team focused on performance and refactoring and whatnot right now. So we're hoping that once that project completes, and I don't know how long that would take, but we're hoping that will make it easier for us to add features in the future.
Absolutely. Always making it better for you guys. I ended on a positive note. That should be worth a point.
Lex, I gave you a point.
He's really reaching here.
Yeah, Colby got one too. We split that.
It's worth noting that the development process does not include me or Lex, so we know you're going to be getting some good stuff.
Yeah, okay, I can't argue there.
On the subject of points,
Yeah.
I thought that we were starting with a handicap for Colby of negative however many questions got asked.
Well, I like that.
Wow, that seems a little harsh, doesn't it?
Dude,
He'll still be
Josh,
ahead.
He'd still win.
I'll pour you some more right now, man.
He's
On the
already
same
gaining
page.
bonus points on questions, so I mean, it doesn't matter.
Come on, we all know he's going to win. He always does.
So we're calling it already? We're
Well,
calling
it's-
it this early.
Well, the vote counting's not in. Oh, can I say that? Let's do another question before I get myself in big trouble.
Next question to save Lex from himself. All right, dear Lex with a foot in his mouth. I keep getting 2 errors on random machines. The network path was not found, and Kerberos, the target account name, was incorrect. DNS is correct when clicking, and when clicking on the error, the machine names match, and the devices are pingable by name and IP. Service version number is 19.2.137.0. Do you have any ideas? Daryl S.
First thing I would do is I'd go take a look at your background service. And I don't know, Josh, am I heading in the right direction on this? There's a couple of places. I would look at your background service and make sure both the services in inventory and deploy match. I mean, if you're doing fully qualified domain name in one, do it in both. Just make sure those match. That's the first place I'd look. Where would you go from there, Josh?
So for me, network path not found, even though you validated DNS, that's going to be a resolution issue somewhere.
Yeah.
And then as far as Kerberos goes, are these machines connecting via VPN? If they are, you might be trying to auth with NTLM instead of Kerberos, and that could be causing some conflict there.
Okay, once again, Kerberos, that's just your authentication layer, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
but
okay?
if your machines are on like a VPN, there you may end up in a situation where Kerberos auth won't work.
Okay.
So the machines want to fail back to NTLM auth. Then you could get some weird kind of errors in there.
I can see that. I can see that.
It
So in essence, I mean, I did start down the right path of looking at your credentials and making sure they're matching. But again, once you add VPN into the mix, it starts getting, depending on how your environment's set up.
So Daryl says it's not the VPN, it is a normal AD domain.
Normal AD?
I think Marcel may have the point on this one where he put in go watch all of the DNS related videos where Brig breaks that down. Where if there is something that's just not obvious, that'll help you find it. And Daryl says it is a flat LAN.
It's flat LAN? Yeah, I think Marcel got that point.
Also, feel free to reach out to support@pdq.com. They can help you troubleshoot what's going on.
You know, we should not allow people in the chat to get points because it just takes away from my ability to even come close to Colby.
Marcel has contributed more to this company than I ever have, so I'm not comfortable taking his points away.
Hey, can we give Lex half a point for every time he uses the highlighter?
I'm not going to get any points for that, JJ.
I need to encourage this.
Incentivize.
It's my training clicker.
Options.
He's starting to salivate each time.
I actually did give Lex a point. I gave Josh a point because he chimed in, and I put Marcel on the board with a point.
Watch Marcel beat me.
Nice one, Marcel.
That would add salt to the wound if I lose to Marcel and Colby. Although Marcel, you're the man. I appreciate the emails you send me, man.
All right, next question.
All right, before that, we have an unofficial question of do I get paid? Only in happy feelings. Only in happy feelings.
I'll give you a hug next time you're in town.
All right. Dear Lex, Josh, and Colby, I have a pre-configured RDP shortcut that I want to deploy as a desktop shortcut icon for a group of users. I know there are numerous other ways to accomplish this, but can it be done with PDQ Deploy? I'm thinking copy the file to the public desktop. Rick H.
Rick, that's where I'd go. Be the file copy.
Yeah, there's a blog. It's a copy. I think the title of it is "Copy to All User Profiles." Chris Powell wrote it. It's just a for each loop for each user and users, and you can copy in there.
So would you use the file copy step to put it out there, and then use this step to put it out on each user, or could you just drop it in the public folder?
You could do either. If you wanted to target more specifically users.
Hey, if you guys show this, I'm going to underline something and get extra points on this. So here is the file copy step. And, but yeah.
Oh, you're such a cheater.
Hey, I got to take it where I can because you know I need the help, okay?
More recently, Microsoft has been adopting the user space as sacred mandate, as long as it's sacred from our settings, not what they want to put there arbitrarily. So it is getting a bit more difficult to put things on there, but I think Chris's blog still works. Colby put the link to that in the chat.
I get that point. I'm making I can't make an executive call. I'm not even anywhere close to an executive.
I gave you half a point.
That's it?
But you got a half a
I
point
did
for the
that
highlighter.
for the highlighter.
All right, fine. I'll give you a full point because of the highlighter. So right now, here's the standing. Lex has 4, Colby 3, Jordan 1, Josh 2.5, and Marcel 1.
We need to stop the webcast now. I'm going out on a high note.
The funny thing is, Lex, you're battling for every single one of those points.
Hey, it's like fighting Mike Tyson in the 90s, man. Just getting in the ring is with Colby is a big step.
70% of your points are campaign points, not value.
Hey, shut up. Take them any way I can get them. See, watch.
We're having people demanding recounts.
Yeah,
don't demand a recount.
If you want to guarantee Lex's loss, keep sending in questions so we can pass them up here.
He's just going to use the highlighter and just start drawing faces and stuff.
I just want to know, why are you all against me? I mean, I don't need any help to be against.
For the entertainment, mostly.
Okay, well.
Yeah. All right, next question.
All right. Dear Lex, I often notice that dynamic collections are occasionally out of date due to outdated scan info. Do scheduled tasks that involve target groups based on dynamic collections refresh those collections before deploying Jeff P.
Absolutely. You got a scheduled, let's say a scheduled deployment. When it goes to go pull that information, say I'm going to go look at Chrome old, it will scan it at that moment, verify the information. Colby, your eyebrows just went up. Did I misspeak?
Yeah. Be careful with your terminology there. When things like deployments pull from collections, it will update the collection membership. But if you actually want to scan prior to a deployment, you need to do something like a scan step.
So whatever I said, ignore and go with Colby. That's the right answer.
Yeah, so if it's the collections are updating, which is, I mean, good, though they should be, I think a scan step.
Okay,
is
so
definitely.
Scanning is different than refreshing the collection. I was thinking more on the refreshing the collection, but the scan step itself. Colby gets the point. I'm going to hang my head in shame for a minute because I misspoke.
A safe rule of thumb is the information in inventory is only as accurate as the last scan.
Yep, absolutely. So if you wanted to update that, you could launch a deployment that does a scan of the specific scan you want, and then after that, run that. So that'd be a separate deployment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so scan, deploy, then scan again. I like it.
Deploy a scan step to run a scan, and then do that before the scheduled scan. I'm stretching guys for points here.
I thought you already seeded the point. You said no, give it to Colby.
Next question, please.
You're just digging a hole here.
Yeah,
man.
just forget anything I said. Let's just move on.
Right. Dear Lex, to help you out from your awkward situation you put yourself in, I would like to know, recently I noticed a package I use is no longer in the package library. Is there a way to be notified when software is added to or removed from the package library? That's from Gandalf.
Gandalf. JJ, do we still do that notification thing that we did years ago? I just assume it always has. You subscribe to the... You're there, JJ, I hope.
I'm here.
Yeah, so
I'm
looking at the
don't
chat.
think we have a notification where something gets removed from the package library.
Only when it's added. But, I mean...
That's the way I understand it.
Yeah, so Ben in the chat beat Marcel to the punch saying there is an RSS feed, and Colby put a link to our Reddit for PDQ Deploy where we announce those things. I think it's only announced when the new one is out, not if we stopped using it.
That's correct.
I just like that Ben was shining Marcel. Nicely done, Ben.
Add it to
I'm
the
going
tally.
with Ben's answer on this one. In your face, Colby. So Ben got a point, did he?
No.
No. Okay, alrighty then.
Sorry, Ben. Okay, next question.
I'd be curious to know which package it was because I don't. Like
It's a rare occasion
it's pretty rare when we remove them.
Yeah.
I think the last one we removed, there were a lot of issues with the installer and like back-to-back updates to the point where the people creating the packages said enough of that one. It was just becoming more maintenance than the package was worth based on the amount of people that used it. I can't even remember which one it was, though.
Image burn?
Ooh, image burn was throwing all kinds of it's packed with malware, throwing all kind of alerts.
Well, that makes sense. Why we would
It
stop
wasn't
setting that up.
actually image burn, but it had a bunch of adware bundled. So even though in the deployment we said don't include that, a lot of AV engines were just freaking out.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that
Just
makes sense why we
include-
would stop deploying that or putting that out there.
All right, next question.
All right. Dear Lex, Josh, and Colby, any future plans to have the repository be available in a cloud file service like Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox? D. Martin.
I'm going to take that because it's an easy point. Maybe. And it's possible. I don't want to say much more.
Let's use the highlighter.
Plans?
I use the highlighter now. Thank you. It would be in the package library something. I'm flailing here.
I know.
All right. What else we got?
All right, so let's see. The next question. Dear Lex, Josh, and Colby, the new .NET 4.8 requirement for PDQ introduced an issue with LTSB machines. Is there a workaround for working with Windows Enterprise LTSB? Academic S.
I love the fact y'all just kind of look at me. I'm going to have to go opportunity, Colby, to maybe take the lead.
Waiting for you to just start BSing.
Start BSing. I'll just use the highlighter. Go for it, Colby. I don't know.
Yeah, so the issue is that there are two LTSB versions of Windows 10, 2015 and 2016, and both of those only support .NET 4.6.2. So the only workaround we have right now is downgrade back to 19.0.40, because that's the last version that supported .NET 4.5.2.
I'd like to just say one thing. That may be the correct answer, but I think we should take a point away from Colby for saying the word downgrade.
Ooh, can I have an opportunity to get a point here?
Well, yes, but
Yes.
no. Yeah,
So
obviously.
you could, either downgrade, or if you've got like a mixed environment, run two inventory servers. One at 19.0400, that's 462, and then the latest version, because you can run both at the same time.
You know, I like that answer too, so I think I should get the point.
No.
No.
Silly reason here, Lex.
Boy, it's just getting desperate at this point.
Hey, I was desperate to start. I mean, come on, trying to handicap, Anywho. Yeah, let's do this.
So I guess now we'll pop up the question that I popped up way too early just recently. Can you show how to remotely map a shared network drive, a Hainer G? Requesting a showing is like free points for Lex if he can pull it off.
Can I show how to remotely map a shared drive? So this is how I do this.
You have a chance for highlighter points too.
How do I remotely... Apparently
He's Googling it. I love it.
What?
This is hard work for the point.
Yeah, the point is going to go to whoever wrote the blog post that he grabbed from.
I can't even spell it, guys. Map, drive.
This one's going to be tricky, kind of right off the bat, because network drives live in user land. So right off the bat, you're running as logged on user, so that user's got to be there when you run that deployment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for network drives, my preferred method would be group policy, just because that where you can have it set on a whole bunch of variables that will log in or add every time they log in, no matter what computer they log into.
Let's just admit... Oh, hang on. Wrong highlighter. Hang on. There's a lot of ways to do this. But for the point, Google... there's a lot of ways to do it, guys.
The point's going to go to Muddit Garg.
Rooted Borst. Did I say that right? This guy right here, JJ. I used the highlighter.
Thanks, Internet.
And again, if you're going to try and deploy that, it's got to be in a user context. I would have to agree. I'm going to lose my point with Jordan. GPO is the way to do it. So
I've actually given the point to Josh and Jordan.
Yes.
All right, we'll take it.
I love it. I love it.
All right, can you show how to remotely map a network printer, Hainer G?
Hey, we did this.
I wrote a blog on
together.
this.
Yeah. Okay, this is how I do it. I go in here and I go to PDQ YouTube. And then I go to the YouTube channel and I make sure I smack this so it doesn't autoplay. Oh, goodness. All right, and then we do printers. Printer. How to deploy network printers. Now, I'll tell you this. GPO is the right tool for the job. If you got to do a Mother May I would watch this one right here with Josh's attractive mug in there, and we go through how to actually deploy those using, obviously, deploy. So,
Look at that great Jordan thumbnail right there.
sexy Jordan thumbnail right there.
All of my thumbnails are great.
Born to retire. I love it.
Several times to use the highlighter.
I just want to say, have you ever noticed, if you squint really hard, I look like Beyonce or Shakira?
Isn't
Well,
it
all of a
just
sudden, there's silence.
closing
It's-
your eyes? Is it that hard?
You got to squint that hard.
Okay.
The voice gives it away, but you know,
So
my
with,
hips
with
don't
the
lie, my
PowerShell
friend.
version of that, we did find out from a user that if the driver you're using is not signed, then it's going to pop up the window requiring user input no matter what. So make sure you're using a signed version of the driver if you're going to use the PowerShell example in that one.
Yep, yep.
All right. Will you guys be updating PowerShell Core from 7.0.3 to 7.1.0 as a package soon? Chris L.
Thanks, Chris. I'm going to have to, I don't know, packaging. What do you think, Colby?
We usually get updates to packages out within a couple of days.
So that would be yes?
Yeah, I'm not sure when PowerShell or Windows PowerShell 7.1 came out. If it was just recently, then we'll say yes soon. But with it being Patch Tuesday, it's probably going to be a lower priority than some of the more critical ones.
Hang on. I'm going to try and get some underlying points here.
Patch Tuesday was 2 days ago.
Okay, there we go. 7.0.3 is what we currently got out there. So
Chad has responded in the
He said
chat.
he's in the final publishing step and should be available later this afternoon.
Yeah, so
Chad just got the point for that. Good job, Chad.
so I wouldn't expect to see that until Monday or Tuesday.
Oh.
What are our totals?
Well,
That's
I
it.
think
Okay,
we can
whoa,
put
whoa,
this last
before we
question up
start
here because this
giving
is a
totals.
Lex-specific question.
What was that, Jordan?
Oh, wait, and another one just came in too. So
Oh, okay.
there's more chances to win.
All right.
Before you read those, I just want to know who's keeping score, because I'll send brownies if you cheat.
That would be me.
And they won't have artificial coloring in them.
Thank you.
Well played. Well played.
I think he just threatened you, Kelly.
We know how many points Lex has in the positive, but how many does he have in the negative?
No. JJ, come on, man. We want to dwell on the positive. This is a positive show.
You know, and I should have segregated his points for questions and highlighter points.
No, we don't. There is no need. Yeah, there's just no, I need those points, okay?
Yeah,
I need
well,
the
we have two
highlighter
more
points.
we got two more questions. You could redeem yourself here.
Really?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's do it.
So this question is only for Lex. What is the result of 45 times 76 minus 8 to the power of 65 to the power of 4,896?
Leave that question up.
Marcel.
Yikes.
Leave that. Lost there it is, my mouse. Here we go. Calc. This is not speed round, thank goodness. 45 times 76. Come on.
Keep it up.
I don't know if the standard calculator is going to follow the order of operations you're looking for.
Yeah,
think
okay.
so.
More than one.
More than one. Ooh, that is
You-
correct.
Just type it into Wolfram Alpha. That'll give you the
Yeah,
best
I'm not
result.
going to do that. Come on. We don't need to test my math skills here, too. Marcel, I love you, man. Thank you for putting that out there. Next time, do 2 plus 2 because I can answer that quick. And there's no order operation at that point. So. What else we got?
All right, go ahead.
All right, we got quite a few coming in now. This is another one from Marcel. What is the newest feature you are working on that we can expect in the coming releases? Marcel L.
Awesome. Dun, 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 dun.
So,
Colby's smiling over there.
I'm going to say, unfortunately, for most of it, like me and Lex in particular, we find out when it's going live so we can create content around it. We don't really know in the development process so much.
Dang it. Okay, Colby.
We're working on something pretty exciting. I don't think I can talk about it yet, but we do have a cool feature in the pipeline.
I'm going to say I know what it is. No, okay. It is.
You might. It's just we usually we're still kind of early enough in the stage that we don't like to talk about them just yet. But something else that is exciting that I've brought up before is the refactor team. I
do know.
Yeah, the last couple of releases have already seen benefit from that.
Yeah.
That team, like collections update significantly faster. There's less background CPU usage and inventory, so that team's continual work is really awesome.
Good things on the horizon, guys.
Yes.
All right. Is there an effective, read quick and dirty method of adding to system environment path as part of the deployment package? Keith K.
Quick and dirty. I'm going to have to go with, and this is my crutch, that'd be a PowerShell adjustment, wouldn't it? Or maybe, yeah, PowerShell.
One of the PowerShell tutorial videos that we have, we go over messing with environment variables. We go over the session, user, or computer. So you could use that, some examples of that one to build the session on the fly. I don't know if the session one is going to work outside of that PowerShell command. So if it's something where you're looking to be able to use it over and over, you'd have to do a user or a computer version of it.
I know I've done this before. I'd have to go look it up, but it is absolutely possible to do it with PowerShell.
Well, there you have it. I was right. PowerShell.
You could say PowerShell to all of these, and that would be the answer in some way.
But that's the thing. You said PowerShell, but Jordan still got the point. Because he elaborated on that.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to give him an opportunity to get a point.
That's generous
Colby.
of you.
I'm just excited. I remember the videos I've done. I thought I would have forgotten all about them. Let's see. Next one. Let's see. Dear Lex, I know you've touched on this before, but is there a chance of a PDQ Inventory Agent rehash? Thanks, guys. Chris S.
Chris, I'll tell you what. I love PDQ Link. I just do. Not only does it allow you to deploy to your machines, it gives you remote access to them. So if you haven't tried it, I would definitely try it. Josh, you're the most knowledgeable person on Link, man. What are your thoughts?
I have been a fan of Windows Remote Access Server for a very long time, and Link just makes it really easy to use.
Okay, it's beyond just PDQ Deploy inventory. You can remote the machines, so it gives you a much broader base to work with.
And I really like that. I prefer that. I like to keep as much stuff off of my client machines as I can, and Link allows you to do that.
Yeah.
Do we have a direct yes or no answer to that, though, for the agent?
I don't think there are plans for an agent at this point.
I was going to say Link takes care of a lot of that, so.
Yep, we currently have no plans for an agent.
How's that point get divided up?
Everybody got a point. I feel like Oprah. You get a point, and you get a point.
Kelly's giving himself points.
Kelly's weird. Kelly's going to win again?
Kelly, dang it.
I know.
He's not even here.
It's rigged.
I want to recount. Oh. No, I don't.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're done.
Yeah, that was pretty good counting.
Okay, next question.
All right. How close is PDQ Link to coming out of beta? T. Cummins.
All right, I'm not going to get this point. Josh, what are your thoughts?
I'm not super involved in the development process of Link.
Really?
Anymore.
Man, you are so knowledgeable. I figured you'd be right on top of that one.
I kind of helped get it kickstarted in the beginning.
Yeah?
And help along the way and answer questions. But as far as it's...
Every time I got a question like,
I don't think it's technically in beta, though, is it?
Is it? It's ready to rock, isn't it?
It is. I think the build might say beta in some of the earlier, if you were early.
Mm-hmm.
But it's ready to go.
Not a whole lot of changes coming out. So, well, rock and roll. If it's in your environment and you like it, let it rip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello, Lex, Josh, and Kobe. Hi, guys. Can you explain how PDQ can handle Windows critical client updates? For example, 0 days. Can this action be set up automatically, downloaded from MS, deploy to clients, etc. through PDQ Suite? Thanks, Christos. And go Team Lex.
Christos gets points.
You got a fan.
Thank you. Okay. So, ultimately, it really boils down to how you've got your auto download set up. Now, mine's default for 7 days. The nice thing about this, and I just did this earlier this morning, is you can go to your package library and look at any updates that are available for download, and you can download them immediately. As for setting up for 0-day vulnerabilities, you know what I did? Actually, I did this morning on some machines that I take care of. I went in, I approved it because it's on a 7-day download, and then I just kicked the schedule off this morning before everyone came into work. So that's how I do it. Thank goodness 0-day vulnerabilities are fewer. They're farther between. Maybe, I don't know if I'm saying that right,
year.
but
Not this year. They've had quite a few.
thank you guys for correcting me. But you know, the nice thing is it's as easy as right-click, approve the download. Once it's down, right-click, start the schedule. So
Just something to keep in mind is that we only do the cumulative updates. There are Microsoft puts out all sorts of updates for other things that we don't handle. So if it's something that is not available in a cumulative update, you would have to go download the I'm blanking. Is it MSP file?
MSU.
MSU,
yeah.
Go download the MSU from Microsoft and create a package manually.
Yeah. The neat thing about MSU files, just drop them in as an install step. You don't need any other parameters.
Now, I will say this, if it's a 0-day vulnerability, the odds of us grabbing that and making it available, probably pretty good because we're looking out for you guys.
So any more, Microsoft isn't releasing information on those type of ones, so it's hard to find out exactly what's getting updated. Like in this patch Tuesday, there was one that was rated a 9.8 out of 10 on the CVSS, and it says it requires no user interaction, which implies that it's wormable. But they're not giving any other information about it. So based on the context clues, it sounds horrible, and you want to patch as soon as possible. But that's all without being able to verify at this point.
They're not giving any details on it.
Nothing.
For this one.
This bug was found by Microsoft, right? So they just want to patch it before anybody know.
Well, even the ones that weren't found,
Yeah.
like if you go look at the MITRE website where they track these,
Yeah.
the information about it is just listed as reserved.
Wow.
So yeah, they're just not giving near as much information
Kinda
starting
tight-lipped on
this
this one?
month.
Interesting.
All right, dear Lex, Colby, and Josh, I have a deploy and inventory running in central server mode on my beefy desktop. The repository is on a DFS share. Would there be any benefit to moving the program to a server? I am the only user at my organization. Gandalf.
So Gandalf, the first thing I'd ask is how many end nodes are you managing? Because server OSs handle more network connections better. That'd probably be 1. 2,
Solid state.
solid state drive. Yeah, that always helps. Because of the read-write to the databases. But ultimately, the server network connectivity is going to be handled better.
Yeah, SMB multi-channeling on a server OS is going to be infinitely better than that of a desktop OS.
Yeah. So that'd be the benefit.
And one other thing is it kind of depends on your network. Because at my previous job, I was located in a branch office that only had a 40 megabit link back to the main network. And I just sort of put up with it. But before I left, I was close to moving my deploy and inventory to a VM in the main network so that they'd have full bandwidth.
That does make a difference. So there you go.
Okay, final question. Dear Lex, Colby, and Josh, if we're using the beta branded link, are there any changes in the new install other than removing the beta text? Ben S.
At this point, no, I don't think there is. Thanks, Josh. He's over there shaking his head. I'm going to get the point.
We'll give it to Lex. He answered.
I need it. Let's admit it. I need it.
Wow. Is that it, though?
I just want to know before we end this. Honestly, if I didn't win, I don't want to know. Thank
Do
you
you
guys.
want? Okay. Do you want the point totals?
Let's have
Oh,
the
yeah.
point totals.
Let me give you the point totals. Coming in fourth place. Well, I don't know, because here's the thing. Marcel got a point and Chad both got a point. Then we have Jordan with 7.5 points. We have Josh with 8 points. Colby with 9. And Lex with 10.5. And I'm not sure how many of those were highlighter points. But
You didn't have to
congratulations.
bring up the highlighter points. All right?
This goes to show you that if you beg enough, you
Hey.
too can be a winner.
I absolutely earned all those highlighter
You fought
points.
hard for those points, Lex.
There's a callus on my finger for that. So
Just so you know, Lex, if you'll lose them if you don't use them in the next few webcasts.
just take them away then.
So this victory could.
We'll take them away after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the questions. And again, I'm Lex from PDQ.com. Much smarter team behind me, making sure you guys are well taken care of. Thanks for watching.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Congratulations to Matt H and Ashraf Q for winning the swag. Email us at webcast@pdq.com to get those in. We hope to see you next week for another PDQ webcast.